Finally, for week 4, the only other thing we need to do is the post test for Unit 1. So the Unit 1 post test budgeting is what it's called. And this test should have 15 questions for you. Now, they'll probably be out of order from mine, but you can skip this back and forth and, find your answers if you need my help. My first question says, Kenzie is looking for a job that has benefits. She'd like to work in one place and not have to search for a new job anytime soon. Kenzie is looking for a full-time job. She would most likely be paid a salary. Emma works as a research analyst for a company. Read the details about Emma's job and then select the words or phrases that represent financial benefits that her job offers. All right, Emma earns a fixed monthly salary of $4,200. You check that one. The company gave her a laptop that allows her to work from home on certain days. Emma is allowed to take 12 paid sick days. You check that, 12 paid sick days during a year. She can use the company's lounge area to relax during work hours. In addition, her employer provides her health and life insurance. That should be checked. So the only 3 things that you check are fixed monthly salary of $4,200, 12 paid sick days, and health and life insurance. Yvette earns $45,000 salary plus a 12% commission on any sales over $10,000. Last year, Yvette made $30,000 in sales. How much did Yvette earn in salary plus commission? $47,400 is her answer. $47,400. Esther works for a marketing company. She earns $12 per hour and gets $50 travel allowance every month. Which linear equation could be used to find her monthly pay rate? And the answer is y equals 12x plus 50. $12 per hour, that's why they got 12x. Plus she gets $50 a month no matter what for travel. So y equals 12x plus 50. Jose works $30 each week. At the end of 6 months, which is 26 weeks, he's made $31,200. How much does Jose make an hour? The answer is $40 an hour. That's a lot of money. $40 an hour. Lewis created a spreadsheet of his expenses for 3 months. Which of Lewis's expenses are variable expenses? So we got a little chart here to look at, and you can see on my chart they have a check mark on a utility bill because, you might use more heat one month than the next. Groceries, clothing, and fuel. Those expenses vary from month to month. That's why they're called variable expenses. Rent, car loan, and insurance, you have to pay that, and that's the same every month no matter what. And you can see that in the chart. The ones that change from month to month are utility bills, groceries, clothing, and fuel. All right, next. This one's about Mason. Mason found out that his recent credit card application was denied. When Mason reviewed his credit report, he found 2 overdue accounts that he hadn't opened himself. As a victim of identity theft, which consequence could Mason face? And the answer is D, lowered credit score. It might not be D on your test, but on mine, lowered credit score is the answer. Which 2 expenses are considered variable non-discretionary expenses? Fuel cost and groceries are the answers. Which two expenses are considered variable, non-discretionary expenses? Fuel cost and groceries. Alexandria keeps a record of her fixed and total expenses each month. Last month, she spent a little more than usual on her variable expenses. Fixed expenses were $1,832.76. Total expenses were $4,295.82. Which equation represents Alexandria's variable expenses? You just subtract your two numbers. You take your total. So my answer is V equals the total, 4,295.82, subtract the fixed expenses, 1,832.76. So it's 4,295.82 subtract 1,832.76. All right, which action can you take to determine whether your identity has been stolen? You can review your credit report to make sure there are no unauthorized open accounts. Review your credit report to make sure there are no unauthorized accounts. All right, select the correct answer from each drop-down menu. Tyrone's financial goal is to create an emergency fund. To make Tyrone's financial goal specific, he could give himself a goal amount of $10,000. To make his goal timely, he could give himself a deadline of next year. All right, next. Which financial goal is specific, measurable, and timely? Purchase $10 of a company stock every quarter for 2 years. Damon is saving for a vacation. He estimates that he'll need about $2,500 for the trip. He created an equation last week to model his savings plan to determine how many more months of saving it will take to reach his goal. In the equation Damon created, X represents the number of months since last week, and Y represents the total amount he saved for the vacation. Review his work and select the true statement. All right, so here's his work. The true statement is Damon used the division property of equality property in step. I said that wrong. Damon used the division property of equality property in step 4. That just doesn't sound right. The way they have that worded, I think it's worded funny, but whatever. It's Damon used the division property of equality property in step 4. They have the word property in there twice. Ava's newest financial goal is to eliminate the remainder of her student loan debt. She has about $8,950 left on her student loans. She determines that she can afford to make monthly payments of about $360. To track her progress, she plans to create a graph to model her situation. How should Ava label and scale her graph? And the answer is the x-axis is going to be her months. It's x-axis scale 0 to 30, labeled months. The y-axis is 0 to 9,000, labeled as total remaining debt. And I believe we're on the last one. The last one's about Jerome. Jerome's teacher gave him a homework assignment on solving equations. Since he's been thinking about saving for a used car, he decides to use the assignment as an opportunity to model a savings plan. He already has $500 and he plans to save $375 every month. To model the situation, he created this equation where Y represents the total amount saved for the car and X represents the number of months. It's 500 plus 375X equals Y. He then solved the equation to determine how many months he would need to save to purchase the car. Review his work and select the error. So here's his work, and you can see the answer is addition property of equality. Because right here, In step, what's it say? Step 2. Right here, he's subtracting 500. So I don't think that should be addition property. So that is where the error is. And that is all of the questions. We've reached the end of the test. I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope I get to see you all soon. If you have any questions about the old tests, the old quizzes on consumer math, just send me a message and I will help you do those.